Hi everyone, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you for joining me in today's tutorial. To my returning subscribers, I say you are welcome, and if you are new here also, you are most welcome. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Press the red subscribe button to join. It is so free. Guys, as you can see on your screen today, I shall be showing you how to make this beautiful dress. It is called A-line dress with ruffle trims, and the materials I'll be working with are this beautiful Ankara fabric. Altogether here I have 3 yards of fabric. I believe you must have seen this fabric on in one of my videos here. Then I'll be complementing it with this black cotton fabric as well. Then I'll be using this bias binding to tighten up the trim. As time goes on, you'll be seeing all that. Then the basic measurements I'll be working with are my shoulder. I'll be working with my shoulder, my bust line, my bust circumference, 1/4 of my hip, and the length of my dress. As you can see here, the length of my dress is 38 inches. For this video, the length is 38. Then I'll be adding 1 inch to it, making 39 inches. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, let's place our measurement. From here, I'll be placing my shoulder, which is 16 inches, but divided by 2. You only divide your shoulder by 2. That makes it 8 inches. Then I will add half an inch to it, making 8.5. Then from this folded edge, so before we start, I'll be drafting first on paper, then I'll transfer it to my fabric, okay? Because I believe that way it works better and you'll be able to see all the markings as well. So this is the folded edge, okay? This is my folded edge. So you place your, assuming this is your fabric, place your fabric on fold with the biggest part of your body and add between 4 inches to 7 inches, okay? Because this is an A-line dress, you want it to have that circle effect at the hemline, okay? So from here, I'll place my shoulder, which is 8.5. So from there, I will move down. I will move down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then from this shoulder line again, I will take the width of my neckline, 4 inches. Then I will connect this to the shoulder slope. As you already know, the shoulder is not straight. So from that part, I will go down and take my armhole depth. My armhole depth is 9.5. Okay, 9.5. This is 9.5. So from this folded edge, which is the center front, I will mark the same measurement I place on the shoulder line, which is 8.5. I will mark it because while doing that, this place will correspond with the shoulder line. Okay, so I will mark 8.5 also. Then I will connect this line 9.5 to this shoulder slope. Okay, let me take it again, 9.5. So this line now will be our chest line or upper chest. So from the shoulder slope, I will look for the midpoint of my armhole depth, which is 4.25. 4.25. And for this tutorial, I will be moving out by half an inch. Then from this chest line, I will place my bust circumference divided by 4. My bust circumference is 48. Divide by 4 is 12. Then I will be adding half an inch to it to create ease on the armhole, okay, making 12.5. So on this chest line, I will place 12.5. Then let's put it here, chest line. So what I will do next, I'll connect this 1/4 of my bust. I'll connect it to this half an inch I came out with. Then I'll connect it to the shoulder slope. So that will be our armhole depth. So from this part, I will go down by 11 inches for my bust line. Okay, 11 inches. So I will be adding half an inch to it, making 11.5. 11.5. Then from this line, I will take my bust circumference. So my bust circumference is 48 divided by 4 is 12 inches plus half an inch, making 12.5. Then I'll connect it together maybe a bit. On the down part here, I will place my hip circumference. So 1/4 of my hip will be 13. I will place it here like so. This is it. 1/4 of my hip is 13. Then I'll be adding 4 inches. Okay, 13 plus 4. That will be 17 inches. So 17 inches, I will place it on the hemline of the dress just to create the hairline. Okay, so I will do that now. I'll place 17 inches here from this folded point. Okay, I will take it from this folded point down to this part. Then I will connect this bust, 1/4 of my bust which I place here. I will connect it to the 1/4 of my hip circumference I added 4 inches to. I will connect it together to form the A line. My sewing allowance, I will just add 1 inch or through. So coming to the neck width now. Our neck width is 4 inches. If you remember, it's 4 inches as you can see here. So I'll be coming down by 3.5. 3.5 for the neck depth. Then I will cut it, taking 1 inch for the back neck depth. 1 inch. That's the standard for everyone. Okay. At the hemline of the dress, I will go up by 1 inch just to shape it a little bit. As you can see on your screen, there's a ruffle at the upper part, which is from the shoulder. Okay, yes. So what I will do now is that from this end, I will divide it by 2. I will divide it by 2. I have 4.5 here. So when I divide that, I will have a 2.25. Yes, 2.25. This is it. Okay. from this bust line, I will take my apex, which is a nipple to nipple, place 5 here. Then I will connect it to this upper part on the shoulder. Then from my shoulder line again, because I want the depth of the ruffle to be 9 inches, so I will take 9 from here. I'll take 9 inches. Then I will curve it like this. So the next thing now is that I will add half an inch to each round. Then to the upper part of the shoulder, I will be adding half an inch too. So I'll be adding pocket to it. From my shoulder line, I will come down by 18 inches, which is somewhere here. Then from that part, from this line, which I came down with, from my shoulder line to this point is 18 inches. So from this line, I'll be going down by 7 inches for my pockets. So this will be my pocket. So remember, this place is going to be on fold. And remember to add all your allowance, okay? From this part to this part, this is what we'll be cutting out, right? So let's cut.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty face.
This is how it's going to look after cutting it. So I'll go ahead and place it on my fabric. I will cut out the back. Then after, I will trim off this part. I will trim it off. Then cut out the front parts. Okay, I've placed it on my fabric now to cut out the back. As you can see here, there's a space here. This is ½ inch for my zip allowance. Okay, it's between 1 inch to 2 inches. Okay, so for this tutorial, I just want to add a ½ inch, right? So I'll cut it out now. So this is for the back now. Then I'll go ahead and notch the pocket parts. Right, for the front now, I'm going to eliminate this part, but before that, I'll cut out the neckline. This is the neckline for the front.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through, only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled, caught in what's before our eyes. Show off your...
From this upper part, I'll be adding lining to it. So I want the length of my lining to be from the shoulder to this very part to be 13.5. As you can see, I've cut it out. So for the pocket, I'll be making use of this black fabric. So I will give it by length. Remember, it was 7 inches. Okay, the space for the pocket was 7 inches. So by length here, I will just add 1 inch to it, making 8 inches. So remember, there's a part here we remove. This is it. So I want to cut it out now. I've placed it on fabric. Then I will add ½ inch to it, to this upper part. So guys, after cutting the whole piece of the dress, this is how it's going to look. This is the front piece. Okay, then I went ahead and I had my gum tail. So I took it from the upper shoulder, from my shoulder line down to immediately after my under bust, which is 15.5. So I don't want to give it a full gum tail. That's why I stopped there. I did same thing at the back piece. This is the back piece, and this is the lining for the back piece. This is the gum stay. Remember, there's going to be zip at the back, so I slitted the back open. So then this is the sleeve. I cut out the sleeve. Then in between the neckline, the front piece, remember there's a piece in between the dress and the ruffle trim. This is it. This is it, the one I cut out. So I added gum stay to it as well. Then the next thing we are going to do now is I will go ahead. I will measure this neckline. As you can see here, I will measure it round. I will leave half an inch at the upper part of the shoulder because I'll be joining it to the back piece. So immediately after the half an inch, I will measure it like this. I will take it. As you can see, I have a 28. Okay, I have 28. So I went ahead with the 28. Then I measure out my ruffle trim. I measure out my ruffle trim. This is my ruffle trim. By width is 3 inches. Okay, I'll be joining it to the dress by half an inch. Then I will hem it with my bias binding with half an inch. So I'll be left with a 2 inches. So the next thing is that I will go ahead and I will take my bias binding. I will take it from the wrong side of the dress. Then I will give it 1/4 of an inch. Okay, all through to the last edge. Okay, then after that I will turn it to the right side. Turn it like this. This side is going to be. So let me go and stitch it and come back. Guys, like I explained earlier on, this is what I did. I placed the bias binding on the wrong side of the fabric like this. Then I ran a stitch, okay, 1/4 of an inch, as you can see here. Okay, I ran it down to the last part of the ruffle trim. Then the next thing now is I will flip this bias binding. I will flip it to the right. This is the right side, as you can see now. This is the right side, and I'll flip it like this. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. Then I will now run a stitch. Just to hold it down, I'll run a stitch down to the last part of the ruffle trim. Okay, then after that I will now hem the starting point. This part I will hem it in with half an inch first. You fold it in with 1/4, then fold it in again with 1/4, and then run your stitch on it. I will repeat same on the other side. Okay, after stitching, this side is going to look. This is the right side and this is the wrong side, as you can see. Then the next thing now, I will take the both edge of the trim like this and look for the middle, the center, and notch. I've done that. You notch it. Then I will now place it on the front piece of the dress because that is where the ruffle is going to come in. So I will place it wrong side facing the right side of the dress like this. Then pin it down. Why I'm doing this is that by the time you finish gathering it, one side will not be fuller than the other side. Okay, that is why I'm doing it this way. So here, make sure you leave half an inch, okay, because you are still going to join it to the back piece. So guys, this is how it's going to look after forming the gathers. So the next thing is that I will take this middle piece. Remember, this is how it's going to look. But before that, you fold it up, okay, notch it in the middle, then you place it like this, okay, the neckline facing towards you, okay, right side of the middle piece facing the right side of the dress. Then pin it down center to center. Then give it a stitch, okay, round, half an inch, okay. Remember we left half an inch. So you stitch it half an inch on both sides, okay. Then after that, I will place my lining and join it together to the back piece. So guys, I've attached the dress shoulder to shoulder, as you can see here. So the next thing to do now is to place the neckline, okay. And the neckline, I want to give it a bishop collar, okay. And how do you go about that? I will measure the neck round from this zip line from the starting point here. I will measure it round like this. I have here is a 24 and a quarter, okay. So I will divide that by 4, okay. So 24 and a quarter, that quarter will be 0.25. So 24.25 over 4. I think that will give us a 6.06. So altogether now I will have a 6 inches, okay. Because this 0 is not up to number, a whole number anymore. So the radius now will be 6 inches, okay. Fold your fabric like this or your pattern paper. This is it. Fold it into 2, fold it into 4. Then from this open part, as you can see, this is the opening parts, okay. Unlike the one we used to cut, folded edge on both sides, but this I'll be taking it from this open parts, and this is the folded edge. This is the opening part. So I'll place my 6 inches. So from this 6 inches where I stop, I will go down. This place you decide the length of your collar stand, okay. You're taking mine 2 inches including sewing allowance. So after cutting, this is going to look now. You have 2 pieces, okay. So one for gum stay, you had your gum stay on one and you press it, okay. When you are done, you stitch it, okay. You stitch it, you turn it right side facing each other, you give it a stitch 1/4 or half an inch. Then when you are done, you turn it back again, okay. Then at this part, you decide which shape you are going to give it, whether you are going to curve it like this, okay, or you are going to leave it the way it is. So this is it. I've cut it out. I'll go ahead now, add my gum stitch, then attach it to my dress. So guys, we are done with our dress. This is the final look. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the ruffle, look at the joining, everything neat, the neckline, the sleeve, I added elastic to it. So guys, I hope this video has been helpful. If found helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you have not done so, press your notification bell in case I upload another video. Let me know what you think in the comment section regarding this dress. Share this video, okay. I'll go ahead now and put it on so that you see the beauty. Thank you for watching to the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye.